Say, bruh, it's the podcast.
What's up? It's Hot Boy Troy. We got Cuddy and Jazz, and this is the Say Bruh podcast.
Episode 31.
Oh, I didn't know we was calling it an episode.
I think we should. You know, let's continue the number. Might as well.
All right, episode 31. What's up,
Gosh,
guys?
we're past the 30s now. That's kind of a weird thing. Wait, that's how old you are now, Troy?
The big 3-1. Yeah.
See?
Last
so
month.
That's what's happened recently.
Yeah,
Troy
last
just
month on the
31.
17th.
Yes. I swear to God, time feels like it's just flying on by. But super glad we are back, guys. I mean, I see you. I get to talk to you. I guess let's kind of let people know what we've been up to. I want to know how you guys are just doing mentally. I think we talk about it personally, but I mean, how are y'all doing? We've been in this for 6, 7 months / 3 years. I don't know.
Yeah. How long has it been? 6, 7 months?
I think so. Yeah, since March. We are in October. We're in spooky season.
I personally feel like April just passed by. Like it was just April.
Man, all of that stuff like passed by. Just looking back at it now, like, dude, we're in October. Literally felt like we was just in March, getting ready for the season and turning up a little bit.
Damn.
Yeah.
But mental health, mentally wise, I think I'm in a good space now, considering gyms are back open. I mean, I wish my plug with the basketball court would, open up, but we're just trying to find different avenues to, keep calm, relaxed, and just enjoy what you can do during these times, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now that things are, opening back up more right now.
How do you feel about that?
But I'm all for it. It's interesting because I feel like I'm a old guy at soul when it comes to like me watching the news and stuff like that. I'm talking about that, my naps and all of that good stuff.
You watch the news and then you take a nap.
A certain person said something on the news that it was interesting, but it also makes sense. We kind of got to learn right now, at least, to live and adapt to life with Corona. So I think, for that is just more of like just trying to adapt and try not to get it while still, having normal everyday life.
See, and I like the word that you use. You say adapt, which I think that needs to be more of like a mentality is that it's not going to be the same wherever we're going to go into. But you just kind of have to adjust with it and find like a happy medium, while also respecting that other people aren't going to be like along the same like path, per se, really. But I like that. I think because even like the gym's opening, I'm not going to go personally, but like I do like what they're doing in order to help like prevent the spread. And so that's like drastically changing your numbers of how many people are allowed in.
In my personal opinion, I don't think it's going to last long, especially here in California.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like compared to California, Louisiana, I feel like Louisiana people, I don't know if it's because it's, for me at least, it's like a lot of Black people who are taking it more serious, obviously, because it's been affecting them a little bit more than, other races. But I feel like people back in Louisiana are like taking it, or at least New Orleans, taking it more serious compared to people here. I feel like the numbers are going to go back up. And at that point, it's going to come down to, the powers that be. Do we, just keep it open and try to crack down, or do we crack down certain businesses? And it's, it's just tough decisions. And they're lucky I'm not in a position to make that because, I would crack the whip on them. Either get it right one time or we ain't gonna get it right at all.
Dorian, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I mean, making the best out of it. So staying busy. So but yeah, I'm good mentally. I'm good. I'm in a better place. So I'm good.
I'm
What
right
about you,
along that.
Jazz?
I'm good. I'm doing much better. Like when I think to what it felt like back in March, April, even May, like that was really tough mentally. Um, and like we had like some things going on with the three of us still, and in those brief moments, like everything felt like good, back to normal. But then you kind of went back to the everyday, not much is happening, everything's uncertain. But I've found a very happy place to keeping myself busy with other projects. And so it's definitely kept me in a very, I wouldn't say like a positive mood. It's been more of a progressive mood. And so, yeah, I'm doing well. I mean, I'm just staying involved and doing as much as I can and keeping up that good mental health with it.
Speaking on that, what you got going on? What you been working on?
Woo! I mean, if no one can see, if you're listening to this, we'll start off with the first part. I actually just cut my hair, very short, the shortest I've ever had it in my life.
Short hair don't care.
Short hair don't care. You know, it is so convenient. Oh my God! For anybody who has curly hair knows that it takes a lifetime to just do style, and like now that it's short, takes me literally like 5 minutes to style. It's the best thing, except for this. My baby hairs. That is a skill I'm trying to learn here.
you gotta use the toothbrush and put some gel or whatever on it, and then like hit that little circle.
I know, that's what I'm trying to do, but then sometimes I feel like I put too much of the gel and then it's like all clumpy. I'm figuring it out. I've never like messed with my baby hairs before.
Hey, that's a vibe. Speaking of short hair, I feel like Cuddy went short too. He back to that cholo style.
Man, it's too hot. And, I mean, I ain't seen no one I keep my hat on. Like I ain't going nowhere. So
no, that's real.
Might as well. I sweat less now.
Right. And I figured, so that was probably the longest that I've ever had my hair, and I hadn't gotten it cut. And so I ended up donating it to, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, so we're just going to look at it. Children with hair loss. And so I was able to get like 13 inches out of my hair.
Wow.
And that's with it curled. So, which is different. So when you straighten it,
compared to when it's straight.
It's much longer. But I'm very interested to see like what happens when they get the package and they're just like, what is this?
You're like, damn, this is an interesting texture hair.
Right? Exactly. Because it's dry. So it's not going to be as curly as it is now when I have product in it and it does its thing. But yes, I'm so excited to do that. It's so much cooler because it is still 1,000 degrees in October for some weird reason.
Yeah, we don't get falls in Fresno.
Just summer, winter. What else have I been up to? Let's see. I am still working on a couple other projects. I'm working with a nonprofit currently for that helps with the homeless population that we have. And so it's Hearts to Hands missionary, and they actually are using an RV that they have, and they go around town and they allow people to shower. They have fresh clothes for them. They'll have like little care packages. And so currently, so it's an RV that goes around, and right now, I just happened to come across them through a friend's Instagram live story I was tuning in on, and they were in need of somebody who knows how to do corporate sponsorships and grant writing. And I was like, you know what? Like,
using them skills, I like it.
Right, using them for good. And so I reached out, and I wrote up something for them to help them with sponsorships. And then I'm also trying to start my own nonprofit. So this actually helps me kind of learn more of the ins and outs of it. I've worked with nonprofits before, but I've never like seen too much of like really behind the scenes on how to get
the real
started
grind
and all that stuff. And so I've been reading up. I have books and stuff because I mean, why not now? I always thought it was going to be something I started when I was older, but I figured take advantage of the opportunity where I'm only working 20 hours a week.
The time is perfect right now.
time is perfect right now. And the paperwork takes like 9 months for it to even get approved. So I might as well get everything put in. So by the time the world opens back up, I can actually like be actively with it. And so more details to come on what it is, because I'm still kind of fine tuning it all. But it does happen to do with children and those who are in harder to reach neighborhood areas. And so I'm very excited. What else? I feel like
That's
there's
dope.
been a lot. I've been in a couple panels regarding diversity and inclusion. I just had an article come out from my
Congrats on that.
Thank you. That was super exciting. It's funny the way it all happened. It just happened to be somebody that I have been in communication with for quite some time because of this program that I'm in, a mentorship program for women in baseball. And me and her have talked. She actually lives out in Florida. And so, but she knows my story. And so she was like, hey, I would really like to feature you in this article. I was all for it. And then like the next day, bam, she was like, okay, we want you on this panel. And for me, it was a really great opportunity to speak about how my culture, my heritage actually does affect like my professionalism, my job. And so I think a lot of people like to separate the two, that they don't really exist. But at the same time, like I heard someone say this, like you bring your whole self to work, no matter where you go. And I was like, a part of that is being.
That's definitely true about me.
Yes. I was like, I come to work, I am still a woman, I am still Latina, I am still Black, like I am these things, and I can't remove those from me when I come to work.
It's you.
Yes. And I feel like, especially now more than ever, it's been something I've been a lot more vocal about. And so I'm just excited for the opportunity. I think it was my time to tell my story, and I couldn't be more honored to share that with others, and also share it with a lot of people I hold very high respect for, that are in other parts of the country. So yeah,
That's dope.
that's it.
What about you, Cuddy Castro?
I mean,
Mr. Sincere.
I was about to say that, Mr. Sincere.
yeah.
Business is booming or what? My DJ Khaled voice, booming.
Wait, did we even speak about this on the last episode?
No. Ever since we've recorded, this is not, Sincere had not fully existed.
It was
existed. It just was in the archives from.
It was in the archives.
Yeah.
I feel like last episode we were talking about like the coloring pages and all that, and all that got put on pause. And yeah, like right when I mean, for those that don't know, like we got let go from the Grizzlies, and I was like, man, we got to do something. I got to invest whatever little money I have in. Yeah, got myself a screen press, and just started putting this little brand together. And it's been busy. It's been going good. Yesterday just released hoodies, and it was good.
So hopefully it's cold soon. But it's interesting because we actually we kind of hinted at using our time for good during this this free time that we got.
Yeah.
And now literally since we haven't been recording, and to fast forward now and you see basically like a before and after, even though it was like a lot of work and grind and mobbing out to SoCal and the real backstory, you basically learning how to use your machine and the mess ups and all of that other stuff. So it's pretty dope to see the before and after. And luckily for me, I got to see the grind.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, and it's only the beginning. We launched what was it, August 12th, and I mean, so it's just a couple of months in, and it's going well. And I mean,
how's the feedback going?
The feedback, the support's been great. It's a lot of our listeners, I should say too. Like it's the same crowd, it's the same supporters, all local people. And I mean, I've shipped out things to out to like Denver and Riverside and up north.
Riverside, mother sucker.
So it's been good, man. Like the sport's been great. And I mean, like the goal is to just have it, like just have it grow even more. Just continue this.
And I
We
feel
got
you.
Jazz is out there helping as well. She locked in some things that will be launching next week.
Yes.
Okay.
To come soon. What is it? To be continued.
Stay
Yeah,
tuned.
Stay
Dot.
tuned. Yes.
it's been good in a lot. I mean, as of now, and I continue. I always say like us and like we and all that because I mean, it's like I don't even want to say it's been my dream, but it's just like been something I've been wanting to do. But I don't know. I mean, I honestly, it feels like this was like the perfect timing because now I have like people and like sources around me, like you guys and just other friends outside, like in the circle, and everyone's putting in their little part to help me out. So it's been good, man. It's not like
You've had the time to actually like go. What?
Huh?
What did you
it's
say?
not it's not an official team. Like ain't got no one on payroll, but I mean everyone's putting their part, man, to help out with whatever sources they have. If it's from man, I don't know, just whatever the.
Come on, throw some shots out. Throw some shout outs right now. This your time.
There's so many people who've been helping you through this.
Yeah, no, for sure, but I was just, like Jazz has her Hello Connect, so I reached out to her like, hey, talk to these people, see whatever. So whoever has like these different sources, I'll reach out to. So like even Nisha, like she does her social media, like hey.
You're networking. That's what you've been doing.
No,
Using them plugs.
I'm using I'm taking advantage of not taking advantage of my friends, but like using
the relationships you built over the years. You're using. Gotcha.
So yeah, we're blessed to have a good good team around us and friends with some skills. So it's been going good, man.
And you've had the time to like have trial and error now, learning with
Yeah, for sure.
DJ Soto, Kurt from Root General. Like you've taken the time to go and step by step process.
I'm in the humbling moments right now. Like this is, and I like it. I'm enjoying it. I like these like the beginning because it's. I mean, years from now, it'll be like, we live this. Like this is what's gonna, we're gonna learn from this. What they say, we don't take lessons.
Now, Dorian's not the only one who's been busy making that money. Troy.
Hustling. We hustlers over here. During this time I just been cutting straight out the garage right now still. I'm actively looking for a place so I can open up.
Just in case no one knows.
Cutting hair. I'm a licensed barber. I actually was licensed in Louisiana for about 3 years, had a shop, moved out to California to pursue my dreams of working in sports, which I already was as well in New Orleans. But I left that behind, and now that, we got this time, I was like, all right, let's, switch the license over. So now I can cut in California, but it's more than just, cutting. I want to, run a shop. I want to own a shop. So, that's what I've been, doing. And it's a lot of, work as far as paperwork and dealing with the state and, the LLCs and, just a bunch of stuff. So, yeah. So, I'm just trying to say that again.
It's like, congratulations.
Appreciate that. So I've just been trying to, cross my T's and dot my I's, and hopefully before the year out, I, have a spot and have a grand opening, and it'll be dope. And shout out to Cuddy because he's working on my logo, using my sources, using my plugs.
I know we have to, man. We have like I said, we got friends in different areas that we gotta put in the use.
Yeah, and now while I'm thinking about it, I want to shout out Courtney because she's been super helpful. With the partnership downtown Fresno. I'm not saying I'm gonna be downtown because I don't know yet, but she's been super helpful just in any little question that I have, and it's definitely been appreciated. So shout out to you, Courtney. Appreciate you.
Love Courtney. She's like the most helpful person ever. I remember when our friend Stephanie was even looking at starting her own business, which she did start. It's just online only. I remember she was the first person I sent her to. I was like, Courtney knows everything. Go to her. She will be your answer to most of your prayers. And so
super helpful.
Yes. I think you guys make a super good point. I think I told you guys both this in person, but I was having a conversation with a friend my friend in New York, and she was just like, I don't understand how you're able to do the things that you do, like be so involved and start all these initiatives. Because not only am I helping with nonprofits, I'm also like creating stuff of my own, which is I still have my blog, which I've been terrible about posting, but I've also been doing more video work, and so more content creating. She was like, I don't understand how you're starting all this and how people just follow these initiatives. And I was like, honestly, it's the circle we have. Like, we've been so blessed to have such good-hearted people who are also see the value behind a lot of the things that we want to do and put in sometimes their money, but mostly their time to help us. And I think each of us have gotten that individual take from it. Honestly, something I couldn't be more thankful for, just because it really shows the type of community we've surrounded ourselves with while being here.
Yeah, I agree. While I'm thinking about it, we are less than a month away from elections.
Mm-hmm.
So before we go any further, hopefully everybody's out there, register to vote if you have age, and vote right now. Early voting is, starting. Don't wait till last minute, because, you're going to have the social distancing rules and the lines going to be backed up at the polls. So do it early. I'm actually waiting for my ballot to come in any day now.
That's right, because you're registered.
Yeah, I'm officially I'm officially registered in California, so I'm super excited about that. I've been putting that off for a long time now, but yeah. So vote.
Also, in addition to that, before we move any further, I think this is super important, and I want to say I had put out a post about it. Don't just vote blindly. There's more than just the presidential election that's going on right now. There are propositions, there are policies, all of that that actually affect. There we go. That's what your guys' look like. I realize mine is completely different.
Read about it, guys.
I was like, whoops. But yes, study up on what
the props
are, because you can watch these commercials, you can hear the ads on the radio, you can see the signs, and most of them are somewhat biased because, of course, they want you to sway one way, depending who's putting out the ad. But you always have to look at the bigger picture, the behind the scenes, what proposition actually means, who it's going to affect, why they're even putting this on the ballot, and why it never has been before. Study. I think that's like the biggest thing. And then also help those who have a little bit more challenging times understanding the propositions. I think living in Central California, being a very heavily Hispanic area, we do have a lot of people whose English is their first language. And if you read these books, even I have so much trouble trying to understand what they're saying. And so I have to Google a lot of these things into understanding the verbiage and all of that. So just take your time. Start early so you can understand and be able to educate yourself on these before voting and understanding like what you're actually voting for. But yeah, that's all that I gotta say. Study and vote, please.
Speaking of voting, obviously we have a huge presidential race. But dude, man, he thought it was a hoax. He thought it was, something that wasn't gonna happen to him. And the head dog himself, he got the Rona.
You believe that?
Yes, I believe that. Right. This is, hold on, maybe I'm a conspiracy theory guy, and maybe it's because I watch a little bit too much news. But here's my thing, right? All right, so Trump did the debate on that Tuesday. He announced it at because I remember I was up. I think it was like 1 o'clock, maybe Eastern time or whatever.
So we're weeks away from a cure or a vaccine.
No.
That
he tested positive.
Oh.
Because he tested positive, I think, on Friday or Thursday, whatever it was.
Yeah.
and then he immediately went to the hospital, right? Dude bent, I think he had it probably like Sunday, Monday, and didn't want to announce it because one, he wouldn't have been able to do the debate, which was it was like two kids arguing the whole time. But yeah, no, it was, that was comedy. But I think he had it, and I think it was so bad on him to where they just started giving him a bunch of stuff like the drugs that he needed to try to beat it. But I think he does have it. That's just my opinion.
I have two theories. What's yours, Dorian? Because I think we kind of have the same one.
Yeah, I just don't believe it. Either it's just him. I don't know. I just don't believe him. I feel like he's just faking it just to make it seem like, hey, like I was able to walk away from this. Like it's nothing. Like I don't.
That boy thought he was about to die on Friday though. No, I think he got it.
See, and like this is how
out so quick, and like it was just a photo op, man.
Oh no, the photo op was crazy, but when he posted the video, he did the video, dude. Like you could tell, like just my opinion, he was like gasping for like.
Yo, I could figure that out. I could figure that out, bro.
What's your theory? Yeah,
Why no one do that video?
See,
what about
you, Jess? If it takes longer than 14 days for him to get over it, then I will believe that it's not fake. Because the same thing happened in, like, I thought the same thing. And I kind of still do. I have like two theories of it. I'm like, he probably doesn't have it. He's saying that he has it, and that a bunch of people on this team have it, but they don't. And they're going to come out of this and be like, we're fine. See, it's nothing. And which if that's real, that's real. I'm sorry, pardon my language. That's real shitty, because that's basically, in my opinion, spitting on the graves of the people who did pass away from it. And so I really hope that's not the case. That's also me saying I hope he has it, but that's not also my verbiage, really. I just hope he's not lying about it. But also, you're right. I kind of saw the video too of him like gasping, and I was like, you know what? He does have it. He has access to things that
he got everything.
No one has access to in this country.
Like one of the drugs.
That's when you see that healthcare is an issue here.
Dude, one of the drugs was basically it hadn't gotten approved. It was basically for emergency use for, I think maybe only 10 people in America used it. And guess what? He got it. And I think he got it because he was really sick and,
Man has high cholesterol and, was it high blood pressure?
No, and he's fat. He's overweight, according to the people. He's obese. that's what they say.
The technical terms.
But enough of him.
Gosh,
Yo,
yeah.
Did y'all watch Saturday Night Live by any chance?
I watched the intro.
Okay. Did they have like
them talking about the debate?
Did they have like playing Biden or something?
Yeah, Jim Carrey playing Biden. From the few clips that I've seen, I didn't watch all of it, but the few clips I've seen, I thought was funny. And did you see Megan Thee Stallion? She performed over there during Saturday Night Live, and she called out basically, I can't think his name. He was the DA in the Breonna Taylor incident. So she like called him out, which I applaud her for that.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
but yeah, you said what?
I said that was tough hearing the final decision to be on Taylor's case. Like, I remember after hearing it, it felt like, at least emotional wise, it took me back to the first time I heard about Breonna Taylor's case, and after George Floyd, like just that really dark kind of feeling place. And so, but when I see people reacting to it and being angry about it, but also seeing other people being silent, to those who were like a little bit more vocal against, like trying to defend the officers, being silent now, I'm kind of seeing that people are noticing.
But here's what I tell people, Jazz, like when it's silence, quote unquote. everybody react different. So like, even with me, at times I don't want to post about stuff because I don't want to have to like argue with somebody or whatever. I literally blocked somebody recently. Well, I didn't block them. I just like removed from like seeing their stuff because it was just like so much negative. I'm like, when did this person become, this way or that way? And everybody, have their freedom of speech, but like for me, silence, that's how I deal with certain things, to, not speak about it. Even though, when the whole Breonna Taylor thing went down, along with the whole, they gave him, what? Oh, it was a BS case that, they said yes to. I couldn't help but think, what happened after that was my sister? What happened after that was, my niece, So that's how I dealt with it internally. I didn't, post about it, but everybody just, deal with things different. That's what I always try to like remind myself about.
Protect our Black women. Which, in this case, let's switch over. Tory Lanez.
Ha!
5'2" man.
I ain't even gonna lie. I thought it was kind of brilliant on the marketing side for him to drop an album.
How?
I know how. Please explain that to me.
So
like, you were an ass.
Leading up to it, I'm like, okay, he's gonna go live and he's gonna, tell his truth. And then when obviously it came, I think it was like 10 o'clock our time, and he dropped the whole album to tell his truth. I was just here for the comments alone. People was like, man, you had us stay up. I see my cousin, it was like midnight in New Orleans. She's like, I stayed up for this, an album. And then like some of the stuff started to come out. It was, I mean, I haven't listened to it. I'm not a Tory Lanez fan. He got some cool songs, but I'm not, let me go listen to Tory. But I just thought it was unique in its way of, okay, here's how I'm gonna tell my story. Now, do I think he still shot her? Yes, because he didn't come out and say, yeah, I didn't do it. Somebody had to shoot her, but also nobody went to jail. That's also interesting.
Unless they got a court date.
Unless they got a court date.
Yeah.
So, but speaking of music, man, what y'all been listening to during this time?
Man, I'm listening to
I have it pulled up right now, so I'll just tell you. Michelle Obama's podcast, the music that they play in the background, or like after beginning or after the end of her episode, is fire. Like,
it's like good music or what?
Huh?
Is it those good vibes? Those good music?
It is. It's those good vibes. Like it's artists that I've never really heard of, but it's also like older artists. Like when we first started the video, "Foolish" by Ashanti was playing.
Okay.
And so that's a part of her playlist. Yeah, I was actually gonna go make my own, but someone already created it from her podcast, and I was like, thank goodness, now I got to do the work. But yes, I absolutely love it. I love her musical taste. It makes me super happy. And yes, that is what I've been listening to. So, what about
y'all? Lately, I mean, I still listen to a bunch of old stuff. That's just me. Like I'll listen to, if I like a song or I like an album, I'll be listening to that a lot. But some of the new stuff that just came out recently, Big Sean, Detroit 2, YG. Actually, I like a few songs on his, what is it, My Life 400. 400 and Savage Mode 2. Dude, Cuddy, have you heard that?
Do that cover.
All right, bruh. So he got, what's his name? Morgan Freeman to basically like narrate some of his, like the intros and the interludes to his songs. And man, the one when he talk about snitches and rats, that's Morgan Freeman. But I thought it was, I like some of the songs on it as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I'm digging that, and I feel like I'm like yourself. Like I stick to whatever I have on my playlist already. It's more of what I added on to my playlist, I guess. And
I like
lately,
that.
like it's Detroit 2, the Big Sean, and then I just came across this artist Blast, and he's pretty dope. It's like on some singing hoodish. vibe, and then Larry June from San Francisco is dope. He's
Okay.
just, I said, yeah, and he has some songs. I was gonna send them to you. He has some songs with Currency. It's one of the songs is let's go to New Orleans or something like that.
All right.
Dope
I have
one.
to check it out.
Just raps about staying healthy, drinking your smoothies. It's good. So
Eating your salads and stuff.
yeah. So yeah, man, that's what's been on my playlist.
Have you been drinking more smoothies because of it now?
Yeah. Shout out Nevera downtown.
I don't think I ever been over there.
Really? I make my rounds. Whenever I go to drop off a package down at the post office or have to go to FedEx, I'll make my way out to the shop and grab me a. Lately, I've been on the banana pineapple smoothie.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that is your music intakes. Let's talk about. We got sports going on, which is feels like one season where everything is going on at once. We got NBA, we have MLB,
Football.
we have NFL, college football,
Got tennis.
started a month ago. Now we have the rest coming up. Tennis, tennis.
Nah, it feels good. Like once sports came back, I was like, all right, I'm happy. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Sunday, you could catch me on the sofa watching, mainly checking up on my fantasy football, but.
Which you don't want to be around Troy when he's checking that because it's
loud. It's very startling.
No, I just
like he's gonna catch a heart attack over here. Bruh.
Cuddy be like, man, my anxiety, man, and I'm not even the one that's playing.
Shush.
But yeah, now my squad, we 2-2 right now. We could be worse, like the Cowboys, but it's all good.
It's been a weird year, and Troy will know this because I kept doing this to him. I would keep scheduling things on Sunday. He was like, "What time are we starting?" And I was like, "Why does it matter?"
I'm like, football's back.
It is such a. I finally, after this past weekend, have gotten into the motion that football is back. Just because, of course, preseason didn't exist for NFL, and all sports, even though they've been going on, I haven't been paying close attention to it just because I don't know. It's just been weird. I've been paying attention to what teams can't play because of spreading of the virus, which is very interesting to see.
Which sucks.
Approach that. It does suck. It's
I thought
be responsible.
I thought they were gonna end up either pushing back the game for the Saints or canceling because I was out with which y'all where were we at?
We were
Cuddy, what's the name
at
of the
Moss
event?
Fresno's
Yeah.
Midnight Mall.
No, it wasn't the Midnight Mall, but what was it called? Or was it locals only, right, Cuddy?
Was only.
Yeah. And shout out Moss, Fresno. Yeah, so I had got the alert that one of the Saints players tested positive the night before Sunday, so it was like, what the hell? But it was a false negative test because they do those rapid tests at times. So it came back actually good. But yeah, no, some teams, they had to push back the Steelers versus the Titans game because 15 of the Titan players or however many it was tested positive.
A large number in the staff all tested positive. Which, if you think about a sport like football, unlike baseball, basketball probably runs about the same, but basketball is in their bubble, so they've been safe about it. Everybody's touching. Everybody's sweating on each other. And some occasions they're bleeding on each other, which is disgusting.
It's rare, but go ahead.
It's rare, but yeah. But at the same time, it's kind of like if it spreads, it's probably going to spread rapidly due to how much contact there is. So this year is going to be intriguing. And just to see how MLB went through with everything and how many teams came up positive and how many games they had postponed.
I think when you're dealing with the bigger sports, when I say bigger sports, the sports that have more players, it's just tough to be in a bubble per se, because these people are still going home to their wives. They still, you know, around their kids. So granted, they getting tested every day, but they still could get it from, you know, their significant other.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I have been enjoying though during this time is the marketing of a bunch of these football teams. Me and Cuddy be texting back and forth, and it just so happened the Saints, they be sending shots at each other. So the Saints played the Detroit Lions this past week, and we won. And the quote was a Big Sean, basically. It was like basically throwing shots at Detroit and a Big Sean quote. And obviously we lost the week before, so we put in the caption, bounced back. Obviously Big Sean has a song.
Because the Saints been taking a bunch of L's, so they
we take 2 L's and people freaking out. Drew Brees can't throw. Man, let us be. But yeah, and I thought it was funny that they put bounce back.
Maybe Jazz noticed it. I don't know if you've noticed it on your team, but I know, like, just from the Niners, I've been seeing it. Like, even our slogan for the season, it's loyal to the Bay, or faithful to the Bay. Sorry. I mean, Raiders have been moving around from Oakland to LA, now to Vegas, so it's like faithful to the Bay.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Never come back.
Then when we played the Giants, it was throwing shots at them as well. What was it? Winning state of mind?
Yeah, winning state of mind.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty funny.
These. Gosh, and I enjoy this kind of stuff. That kind of creative.
No, the marketing's been good. It's like whoever's out there, like they're on some.
Props to you guys.
Yeah, no, I've definitely been enjoying it as well.
Now, Troy, you've seen the games. How is it when you're watching them and there's no people in the stands? Everything, or sometimes there are people in the stands, very little.
Yeah, so
you're playing the sounds.
So for NFL, it's a little weird. College actually have been letting some of the colleges have been letting a lot of people in, and I don't forgot what team it was, but they had a student section. Basically, it was like a berm, and they wasn't practicing social distancing, so they had to call in the police and like basically escort everybody out. I don't know if they ended up doing it, but I just seen it like on the news or ESPN or somewhere, and I'm like, man, so this is why either you got to adapt with COVID or they're going to go back to, you know, no fans in the stands. Is because people, you know, not wearing a mask while they out at the berm. Yeah, under their chin or somewhere. So it's just like, it's a little weird for NFL games.
Yeah.
But there's a few teams like Jacksonville.
Players, because they're so far, more than likely shouldn't. But it's affecting other fans around you. And if fans are catching COVID while being at games, that's when you shut down everything. So
yeah, I know in New Orleans they were basically begging the mayor to approve fans in the stands, but I don't know if she budged.
Yeah, I don't know. Even with a little bit of fans, like I've seen a couple different, depending on the state where they're playing, fans are in the stands. But what's really weird is that they're all in one section. I'm just like, you have a whole stadium to spread out in, and yet all of you are within like 2 sections of each other.
That's weird.
So I don't know if they just invite certain people in that section to come out to the game and watch them in their seats. But more than likely, they're season holders. But at the same time, I'm like, you're 2 rows away from each other, maybe.
Yeah, no, they'll figure it out. One thing that popped in my head just now was, we got to say thank you to everybody who donated for the school supply drive.
Yeah.
Cause man, we had got so much stuff. I'm like, you get a pencil, you get a tablet, you get this, you get
a
headphones.
Tablet.
Yeah, sorry, not tablet.
Daddy tried to push that, and we said we're not going to be able to get that many.
You get a hotspot. You get a. Nah, it just feels good that the community basically rallied behind us.
Community showed up.
Yeah.
And this is the great part about doing these type of initiatives. So I guess here is kind of like the breakdown of how this all happened, why we decided to do a school drive. The last year we did one. We had the thoughts to do one, but it was all really early. We didn't know if there was going to be school, kids in school. And so we kind of held off. Then the fires in California started happening, and it started bringing attention to the farm workers, the people working out in the fields and still working in conditions that are very severe, very unhealthy, but still in the work.
They're always working.
They're always working. And then we were starting to notice that teachers were sharing that students who happen to be within the families of farm workers, field workers, those who work in packing houses, are all being affected in a different way because their parents are gone very early in the morning. They're not able to assist them while they are trying to do online learning, which is difficult, especially for really young ones who are still trying to learn the technology. But also for families who don't exactly have the funding to be able to supply their kids with the right items now, because things that you need now at home are different than what you would have needed last year.
Headphones. Whiteboard, graphing paper.
Because a lot of it was provided at school. Calculators, that was a thing I don't remember having to have, but because it was already provided by the school.
I used to type different words on the calculators upside down. But go ahead, don't mind me.
and like, I mean, God bless teachers for even during regular school years, and even now I've heard stories of teachers using their own personal money to buy their kids the items that they need and getting them to them when they pick up like their homework packets, but there's still a lot of people who are missing that. And so we wanted to do a school drive to really reach out to those families because we felt that they were being the most affected by COVID, by the fires, by everything, and just the situation in general. And the community showed up.
How many we got to, Jazz?
So we got to nearly 400 made. I counted.
We just go call it 400. We're just gonna call it 400.
And it's been amazing. And we still have extra items, so we're thinking about taking those to schools instead because it's just like bundles of things. Like we have a lot of paper. We have like a lot of
pencils for days.
Yeah, pencils for days. But we don't have a lot of the other items. We've already filled up those packs. And also we don't know if schools are going to be going back into session. That's also a thing that's in mind. And so along with having 400 packs with the money that was raised. So thank you to everybody who donated. For those of you who don't know, this is the actual official announcement. We raised $2,600. I think it was like 611. It was like a random number.
Yo, Cuddy, drop one of DJ Clue's bombs.
For the school drive, like people Cash App, they Venmo'd, they delivered cash, and because we knew that at this time, like not everybody's gonna be comfortable dropping off, being in public spaces, going to the store, all that stuff. Like we understand that, so we gave an option, like go ahead and donate money. We will buy the items ourselves and fill in like things that were missing. Like we didn't have a lot of calculators, headphones were super hard to come across. Thankfully, we were
literally buying all the headphones we can.
Yes, I was like, thank you, Office Depot. I felt so bad for the cashiers. But yeah, so we made 400 packs because of that. And right now we are actually just waiting to get the green light from a couple different areas who we reached out to ask them, hey, we want to donate to you guys specifically. And then depending on how much they actually need, if we still have some left over, then hopefully we'll be able to deliver those to more families. And so we're just kind of not picking and choosing. We're just trying to see how much everybody needs. And then from there, we'll know if we still have extra to give away. But yeah, it's amazing.
Definitely say thank you again to all of the supporters and everybody that just, donated and helped out, whether it was sharing the page or, making a donation. But we definitely appreciate everything you guys have done.
Super helpful. Thank you, everybody. In times like this, when it seems like the world is falling apart, it's so encouraging and uplifting and really brings a lot of hope. At least I know for myself, to see people step up, even though they might be going through hard times. They know that there are others going through even harder times and are still willing to help out in any way that they can.
That's what makes you appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
Knowing that everyone's in the same boat. We're all struggling together, but even if it's just $5, whatever it is.
Feel like we're one. That's the good thing about it. We all feel like we're one and we can help each other out in times of need. So
shout out to the community, because you guys did this. And I mean, for the kids who are going to get it, I'm sure they're going to be so excited that people care for them. And that they're giving them a shot at being able to have the items to learn and to be able to focus, not have to worry about not having school supplies.
Exactly.
I think that's a good note to end off on.
I agree.
Guys,
I agree.
any upcoming things for you that the public should know about? I know I have a couple things. Dorian, Troy, either of you guys have anything you want to lead off on?
I don't.
I'll just say, yeah, as far as the brand, the whole Sincere brand thing, just stay posted on most. If you don't follow the IG, is just Sincere, CENCR on Instagram, and I'll be posting some updates, some things that are coming along. What about you? What do you have?
Yes, I actually have a couple things coming up. I have a IG live on Thursday, so this Thursday, October 8th, with DJ Leonard. I'm super excited. We are going to talk about American music culture. And so I just got off the phone with him last week, and it was kind of like weird timing. I started doing, and I'm going to continue doing, Instagram live conversations with friends of mine who happen to be kind of educating and doing what they can to take part in their community, whether it's helping people, educating them on other things, taking their specialty and applying it to the public for progressive, positive impact. And so we're going to be chatting about that tomorrow, Thursday, October 8th, 7 p.m., live on my Instagram, so check that out. And then I have some upcoming ones coming in future weeks. I don't have them set, but I'm super excited. We're going to talk about a homeless project over in Arizona, which I think was a great initiative, and I think anybody can actually start that within their state or wherever they happen to live. So really excited to highlight that one. Yeah, I think
dope.
That covers everything.
DJ Mr. Leonard.
Yes.
I'm with it.
So excited. It's going to be good. And just an opportunity for people to learn more about our culture.
Did you guys have a quote? If not, I had one just in case, you know.
We have a quote for you.
Say that
Roy,
again.
start us off.
Oh, say that again, Jazz. I didn't hear you.
Go ahead and start us off. We have one as well.
Oh, well, I'll save mine for last because I think y'all will appreciate it. I'm just saying, y'all gonna be like, damn, where you get this from?
All right, I can go ahead and go, and then Jordan, you can go into yours. So, started this book that I bought because it has so many quotes, and I enjoy reading them each. If anybody wants to see, it says, "You had better make some noise." And so it just has different quotes from different leaders throughout the world who are trying to make change. So this one, I think, really applies to right now and just everything that's going on. And so it says, "You cannot uneducate the person who has learned to read. You cannot humiliate the person who feels pride. You cannot oppress the people who are not afraid anymore." And that, you guys want to take a guess?
Is that MLK?
No. We were talking about a Hispanic leader.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know too many of those.
Dorian?
Joseph Castro.
Who?
What is he? The Fresno State guy. Can't think his name.
Oh, no, I wish I had a quote. Damn, that would have been a good opportunity.
All right, what you got, Cuddy?
County money never felt as good as county blessings.
I mean, I know who that is, but I ain't gonna say it.
Y'all can guess for that one.
We got to remember that this is not a guessing game. It's just like
yeah, who you come
Said it.
like? Yeah,
I feel like
be creative with it.
more like we start focusing on who said it rather than that, like just letting that quote sink in.
That's true.
What's
We'll
up, Trey?
get there. We're getting in back in our rhythm.
You can accomplish anything in life you're willing to work for. Nothing is given, everything is earned.
Okay, Troy.
That's
who
why
said it?
you go last.
Your grandpa, Mr. Frogman.
Your grandpa.
Frogman
Yeah,
Henry.
that's actually a good quote. That would come from your grandpa.
Sounds like something Big Sean's dad will say.
Yeah, I can definitely see his dad saying that.
That's a good one.
Well, thank you guys again. It's the Say Bro Podcast. Y'all have a good day.